Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slimefun filled episode with your host Boomer. And today, first off, I want to start by saying thank you to everybody who popped in on a live stream yesterday. That was my very first time ever live streaming. Hopefully it didn't go so bad. Hopefully it went okay and you enjoyed it. I know a lot of people stopped in. It was great to see and talk with a few of you guys. And I'm hoping that we're going to be putting together a series of regular live streams at different points where we can continue to go through the guide and maybe even talk about different challenges or different ideas and suggestions that we can put together on this server. Whether it's going to be on YouTube or Twitch still remains to be seen. I've talked to a number of streamers on both sides, and it seems that Twitch has better and more options, not only for the content creator, but for the user as well, the viewer, for you. So we're going to get our channel over on Twitch set up. We're going to try a stream over there to see how that goes as well. And then I'm going to start comparing notes and see which option. I am leaning towards Twitch. We'll see. So hopefully you've noticed that we have upgraded our gear. We are now wearing a netherite scuba suit. You heard me right. We are on a full hazmat suit, completely upgraded to netherite. Now, I didn't catch this until literally about 15 minutes ago that I could have gone full protection 10 on these gear instead of 9. Had a hazmat suit, I upgraded it to diamond initially, then I thought, well, I've got netherite neon, I'll just go get some and pulled a whole bunch in. And I didn't have mending, so I put the unbreaking 10 protection 9s on. And then I went looking for items that had mending. And I went into the Claytech armor, and wouldn't you know it, I'm sorry, not the armor, the tools, excuse me, we'll come back to the armor in just a minute. And I saw this, I'm like, oh great, I can pull mending off these picks. These picks are expensive as heck. There's carbonados, reinforced alloy ingots. This was time consuming and expensive. And so we pulled them all off, and it took me like an hour to do everything, to get them all crafted, all auto-enchanted, disenchanted, and the whole kit and caboodle. And then about 15 minutes ago, I went in here and I saw this. And I could have just, in about 5 minutes, unstripped it, taken all 3 off at once, put all 3 on the hazmat suit at once. The nice thing, at least upgrading netherite only costs 2 netherite ingots per piece of armor that I upgraded to in the gear transformer. So, it wasn't too expensive, and I had that much lying around anyways, so it wasn't a big deal. But we are full netherite hazmat suit. I do want to get the Thorns 10s that are available from the Infinity and put those on. I do want to put on the Aqua Affinity. I do want to get a Respiration on there, and a Depth Strider 3 on there as well before we go out to the Guardian Temple, and definitely before we start fighting the dragon. As a matter of fact, when we go to fight the dragon, we either going to be wearing the Infinity armor or we're going to be wearing the power suits, or bring both along and do a quick flop in and out depending on how things are going when we're getting ready to fight the dragon. So gear transformer was real simple. Put in the current gear that you were wearing or any armor or tool that you want to upgrade. And then in this one, put the material that you want to upgrade it to. So when I'm ready to upgrade all of my tools to netherite, we'll put the tool in here. We'll put in 2 netherite ingots in here and get everything down here. But today we're going to automate 2 things, gunpowder and TNT. And actually I've already done it and I wanted to show it to you. But real fast before we do, I wanted to just give you an update on the live stream we did yesterday. We were creating and automating all the terracotta and glazed terracotta. And I wanted to show you a minor challenge that I think everybody, including the devs, is well aware of when it comes to round robin in cargo management. I have over 2,200 blue terracotta, okay? I have 1,300 white glazed. I have 1,300 gray. Let me find one here that's a little bit lower. Here we go. 620 yellow. 300 or 430 red. We've got 700 light gray. Over here, we've got 1,000 gray. If this were something a little bit more important, it might be a big issue. It's not. Because in time, as the first one fills up, blue has over 2,200. When that one fills up, the terracotta will go to the other 31 and get caught up eventually. I mean, I don't foresee myself needing a build that has over 6,000 glazed terracotta, at least not yet. Is it possible that I might need over 6,000 regular terracotta? I suppose. But as we start to update these to higher storage, we'll eventually have more. So it's not that big of a deal in time we're going to get there. But to upgrade, all of that's going to take some time and resources. So let's talk about automating first gunpowder. One of the nice things that was added recently in the Slimefun, why am I seeing a timed lag? That was weird. Hopefully it's gone now. All right. We can fully automate gunpowder with sulfate, bone meal, and charcoal. And then from there, we can automate TNT by using the gunpowder and sand. And so we've actually put this together. Let's jump over that. We'll come around back and I'll show you what we've done here. So we've put in a Slimefun automated crafting chamber and a vanilla crafting chamber. I've got all three coming on the same channel. Right now the problem is bone meal production. I have the two bone meal composters that were taking the excess leaves and excess crops and converting them to bone meal. That's coming here. I've diverted both of those over here, and I've diverted half of the furnaces that are creating charcoal from wood over here. The other three are still going to the charcoal or the coal factory where they're being in a press to be part of carbon auto production. So anyways, that produces TNT, and we're pulling that out. That produces gunpowder. We're pulling that out on channel 3. And then we're coming back in here and adding in sand, and we're producing TNT. So sand is still making its way in. That's coming out of our system that makes sand and gravel and soul sand and all that. And then now we're storing TNT over here. So far in the last hour, well, we've gotten 20 TNT. The problem again is bone meal production. I took a look upstairs. My reinforced storage unit's completely wiped out. But we have both of these working to send, bone meal on channel 2, channel 2. So all the bone meal that comes from the excess crops that get made and the excess leaves that get made are coming in here. Now I just want to make sure for a second that they are not backed up. Nope, they're working. So nothing's wrong. It's just the cycle, that moment we caught it on. So now we've got TNT and gunpowder fully automated. So that means in time we can also automate rockets for flying with elytra. We've got two options down the road. We can get an elytra from the end, or we can actually craft one in Slimefun, and we may end up doing both. Who knows? So the other thing I wanted to work on automating then, since we now have the ability to do so, would be to continue our production of the colored items by, we can automate glass and we can fully automate concrete. Sounds nice, doesn't it? We can make all 16 colored glass, all 16 colored concrete, and we can turn it from powder right into prepared concrete. Now there are times when I like in a build to use concrete powder over concrete because it's a different color, it's a different texture. For now, it's the same process. So let's head upstairs. And for those of you who didn't watch the live stream, here's what we've done for automating terracotta. And we did have to update this too. For those of you who did watch the stream, we actually had to make some changes. We've now gone to 15 ore grinders and 8 gold pans. And that just about has the balance caught up. It's not quite perfect, but all 8 are running simultaneously. So that was the main concern, is keeping all the gold pans running. If I were to put a 9th gold pan up there, I'd be worried that one of them could run out. If I did another ore grinder, and then I could probably do another gold pan, that's fine. But what we do is we pull out the clay from the gold pans, and that goes to an automated crafting chamber, which is back behind here. It's, I believe, I forget which one it is. It might be the one on the end. Well, anyways, it comes over here, and the clay blocks then become terracotta. The terracotta feeds into all 16 of these, And we have the dyes automatically coming in here as well. They're being crafted behind us, and they work their way in along with the terracotta, and they're simply coming out as the colored terracotta. Half of that goes into the storage facility and half of that goes down into the furnaces below. So what we'll do is the colors are all coming out right here on channel 7. We'll go to an area where we have some room, and we're going to set up one vanilla. No, let's do this. We'll go ahead and do all 16 first. I was just thinking about that. To craft it, it's actually specific with each colored dye, so that we don't, we do have the room up there, but we also have the room down here. Here, we've got room for the 16 would all fit right in here, or we could put them in here. I think what I'm going to do, yeah, I think I'm going to put the 16 concrete powder. I know it's not going to be even. Well, either way, I tell you what, we'll just put it down here. How's that? Oh, this will work perfect. This would work almost perfectly because we can put the 16. Yeah, here, let's do this. Where is it? No, hang on. Give me the search feature. Concrete factory. Here we go. We can put the 16 concrete factories in between the furnaces and the dust extractors. And we can put the 16 auto crafters down here. So we'll pull the dye in, and then we'll pull the sand and gunpowder down here as well. We're going to have to figure out how to do this because the sand and the gunpowder are on different channels upstairs. So we might have to bring in a storage facility or even a chest just to change channels. So for example, sand is on channel 2 upstairs, but the dye is on channel 7. So maybe what I think we'll do is we'll bring a chest down here for the sand and a chest for the gravel if they're on any different channels. I think sand's on 2 and gravel's on 2. If that's the case, then actually we'll bring the dye down. Oh boy, I think what we're going to have to do is do 2 chests. Yeah. We'll have to bring 8 of the colors into one, 8 of the colors in the other, and then have a node distribute those 8 on each one on a different channel 2 to match up with our automated crafting chambers. And then all 8 can go out to another channel where we'll put these 16 concrete machines to make the solid concrete, and then have it go back into storage. So I need to get crafting. I've got to make us 16 automated crafting chambers and 16 concrete makers, whatever they're called. Boy, oh boy, I got to get my terminology right. Give me a minute. We'll be back. So here we are, guys. We finally finished building it, and we did something completely different than I initially thought of. I was going to pull the gravel and sand from the construction pieces that were upstairs, and I decided, you know what? We're going to rededicate this so that this is more efficient. So what we've done is we've added an advanced cobble generator. We have 9 ore grinders. 6 of them are turning cobble into gravel. 3 of those are going directly to another ore grinder to turn that gravel into sand. The other 3 are going into our automatic crafting tables to create the different concrete. Some of them are completely done already, whereas others kind of fell behind because, silly me, as I was hooking this all up, I forgot to hook up 12 of these. All 12 of the concrete factories, I forgot to put the color into the output node. So I'm going, how come I have 6400 black and I have 8 red? It's because Boomer pulled a boomer and messed up. So some of those are already done, which is great. I should just divert the rest of it to the ones that need to play catch up. So they're all going from here, coming over here, and at 8 at a time, the concrete factory will do it. So you can't put in 1 and get out 1. It does 8 at a time. But it'll take your 8 concrete powder, turn it into 8 concrete, and then you can export it to whatever storage facility you want. So as far as in this room, we're almost done with any other material being added. I've got a couple of options. You know, we could go data, power, data, space, space, data, power, data. and put in one more or two more pieces, at 5 deep. Or we could do one going left to right and another one going left to right. I don't know how much more I want to add down here. I want to be able to maneuver. So if we do, we've got to make sure, we leave a space. So it'd be data, power, data. Well, then we here got data, power, data in our space. There's no space in between. If it were one more block wider, it would have been great. Anyways, so this is pretty much full down here. Like I said, I may add one more thing, but coming up here, we do have all of this set up. So we had finished, the regular terracotta, glazed terracotta, and now we've got concrete, and now we're getting good amounts of all the other concrete now that I remembered to fill the output nodes. So some of these, like I said, are done. Others are well into their process. I think black is done. Yeah, it's full. Blue, it's catching up. Brown, I think, was done. So, it just shows you, make sure you're thorough. Definitely. And then a TNT and gunpowder down here. I've actually put them both up in here. TNT, we've got about 150. Gunpowder, okay, so you can see I'm clearly getting more gunpowder than I am TNT. Let's just check to make sure nothing is in desperate need of one resource or another. So it is bone meal. That is the resource that is hurting. This is on channel 2. We are going to be dramatically increasing, this is going to be the next episode we do, our bone meal production, because we're going to start putting infinity farms in to replace these advanced ones. So instead of every, I don't know, whatever it is, 50 seconds, it's going to be like every 10 that plants come out and go over to our bone meal factory. Right now I have both of these going into the gunpowder and TNT farms, but they just don't produce a whole ton. I mean, you can see, occasionally they come in, but it does take a while to get bone meal through here. And the highest item without baking potatoes is 65%. So I have to put 12 of any one item in here just to get one bone meal. This is not efficient enough. So the thing that we're working on right now, we've got a lot of the resources put together, is to make more infinity virtual farms. I had to go to the end. By the way, I'm going to give you one little sneaky peek update. Something's changed in infinity expansion. Ender essence yielding when geomining has gone from 3 or 4. The lowest I've now had per chunk was 16. The highest was 19. I knew there was some talk about changing mining ender essence to either make it a renewable resource or to at least increase what you get from the end. So for those of you who have Light Expand or have the Infinity plugin, get into the end and start geomining now. Go get a whole ton of that stored up. I was only in there for about 15 minutes and got 3.5 stacks. So that's nice. It's been increased. I thought 3 to 4 was kind of low, especially considering making as much infinity items as you had would really require mining a ton of the end. And I didn't think it was efficient enough. Now I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty fair. It might be a tiny bit over, but give the devs credit for at least trying to tweak it and make it more reasonable. I think we're moving in the right direction. So with that being said, guys, I'm excited for the next episode. We're going to go over more of the Infinity expansion. We're going to get the virtual farms going a lot faster. And then I think we're going to take one more look around. And then I've decided after that, we're going right after power suits. So next episode, Infinity, 2 down the line, power suits. I want to thank you guys for watching as always. Appreciate you. Like always, though, when you're playing Minecraft, we know it. You got to go boomer or you got to go home. We'll see you later.